Namaskara. This is a presentation on post in Kannada. They are very powerful, and knowing post positions and learning them is very useful in spoken Kannada. Okay, post positions. Post positions are nothing but suffixes added to verbs. Okay, so when you add a suffix to a verb to change the meaning or to give a new meaning to the verb, some extra meaning to the verb, then it's called a post position in English to make it easier to understand. I just gave this name as a post position, right? For easy to understand, in order to understand it understand the concept easily. Okay, so I'll give examples of these postpositions. You will automatically understand what I'm talking about. Okay, Madu, right? Madu, as you know, is the root verb, and in Kannada it also means a command or a request, right? It's imperative mode. So Madu, Madi, these are all things that you're telling to the second person to do something. So I'm taking that Madu, the base verb, right? And then I'll start adding various postpositions to it, right? Various suffixes to it, and we will see how the meaning changes. And it is very useful in spoken Kannada because it helps you to avoid the difficulty of using tenses. That is why postpositions are beautiful. Okay. Okay, let's start. First one, the very, very useful postposition, Maduvudu. Okay, the wudu suffix is what is getting added to Madu. So now this has got two meanings. Okay, first meaning in English, the equivalent is called a gerund. Okay, okay, quick example of a gerund in English is jogging in the morning is my favorite exercise. Okay, here jogging, even though it's an action, you are talking about it as a noun, right? The act of jogging, the act of running. So that is called a gerund, right? When you take a verb and use it as a noun, it's called a gerund. And that same action is done by wudu in Kannada, and it does something extra. Okay, it gives you two meanings. It behaves like a gerund, and it also behaves like a relative participle. What is a relative participle? It means you are identifying a person by the action the person is doing. That is called relative participle, and we have seen this in other videos where we had the participle. So this Maduvudu directly implements the concept of gerund in English, right? Sorry, not Maduvudu, the Vudu suffix. The Vudu suffix directly implements the concept of gerund from English in English, and it also has one extra meaning in places in you can use it also for as a relative participle for identifying a person by the work they are doing. You will automatically understand it once we see the examples. Now in this presentation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a full list of all the possible common post positions, and then I will take only the wudu and give examples of wudu with 15 verbs. Okay, then subsequent videos I will give examples with this iddu, then vaga, ikke, one by one. Okay, again for the 15 verbs. I hope it is clear. You know that I'm using always 15 verbs. If you have been following my videos, my recent videos on moods, on participles, I take 15 verbs and give examples, right? So I'll use the same concept and use in this presentation I'll introduce all the post positions, and I will give 15 verbs examples for wudu. In the next video will be iddu. In the next video will be vaga, like that. 15 verbs, 15 sentences, so that you will understand all the post positions. Okay, let's proceed. So wudu is very, very important because it gives two meanings. One who is doing and what you are doing, right? So neenu maduvudu sariyalla. I'm just giving a quick example. Neenu maduvudu sariyalla means what? What you are doing is not right. Neenu maduvudu sariyalla. Sariyalla means not right. Neenu, you, maduvudu, that you are doing, what you are doing, that thing you are doing, right, is not right. So that is your wudu. Then one who is doing, for example, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವುದು ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆ. The one who is working there. ಅಲ್ಲಿ means there, right? ಕೆಲಸ, work, ಮಾಡುವುದು, doing. It is ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆ, my ತಂದೆ means father. The one who is doing the work there is my father. So you're identifying the person by the work he is doing. So these are the two meanings, okay, of this wudu. It's very, very useful. Then madiddu, it's nothing but the past tense of wudu. One who did what you did. ನೆನ್ನೆ ನೀನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. What you did ನೆನ್ನೆ means yesterday. What you did yesterday is not right. Right? ನೆನ್ನೆ ನೀನು ಸಿಗರೆಟ್ ಸೇದಿದ್ದು ತಪ್ಪು. Cigarette ಸೇದು means to smoke a cigarette. Something, if you draw something, right? For example, there is a straw and you have this, tender coconut, and then you put a straw and then suck, right? That is called seduvudu. The action of sucking the straw is called seduvudu. Because you pull smoke from the cigarette, it's also called seduvudu. So nenne neenu cigarette sediddu. So this is sedu verb. So, and you can use sediddu. Just like madu verb, madiddu. Nenne neenu madidda, nenne neenu madiddu sariyalla. What you did yesterday was not right. Like that. Madiddu. Okay, it's a past tense of maduvudu. Then maduvaga. Maduvaga means while doing. Okay. ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಆನೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು. ಆನೆ means elephant. While I was doing my work, an elephant came. Right? ಒಂದು ಆನೆ ಬಂತು. ಬಂತು means it came. ಬಂದಿತು means it had come. Right? So ಮಾಡುವಾಗ, it means while doing something. So this vaga means while. ಮಾಡುವಾಗ. So for every verb you can add this vaga. Okay? Then ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ means for doing. ನಾನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. I am going to office to do work. ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. Okay? ನಾನು ಅಡುಗೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಕಿಚನ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. I am going to the kitchen to do cooking. So this akke gives the purpose for doing, for the verb, for performing that verb's action. Okay? So you will notice that once I give the individual videos for each of these postpositions, you will understand that just the verb has to change. The suffix will be the same. And you will say for doing. For example, you will say for seeing. ನಾನು ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಲ್ ಹೋದೆ. Cinema nodakke. For seeing cinema, I went to the mall. So this akke is very useful to tell your purpose. Okay, let's move on. Madidare means if done. Okay, this is the conditional mode, right? So ನೀನು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ದುಡ್ಡು ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ. If you do this work, you will get a lot of money. So it is a conditional thing. Then you will use this dare. Madidare. Madu will become madi, and then you will have to add Madu will become madida, and then you have to add re. That's your suffix, and you will get the condition automatically. Madidaru. Okay, if you say madidaru instead of madidare, madidaru dirgha. So if you say madidaru, it means even if done. So ನೀನು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಅವರು ನಿನಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. Even if you do this work, he will not give you money. So that is your even if. Okay, ಮಾಡಿದರು. So this madida, and then making madu into madida, and then adding ru is your postposition. Okay, madabeku. I mean, people who have been living in Bangalore, meaning non-Kannadigas living in Bangalore, would have certainly heard this madabeku, must do. Okay, ನಾನು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಮೆಜೆಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, right? I have to go. Right, I must go. So this is like must do, must go, must have to go is all beku. Beku is actually a postposition in our what you call in this presentation for our own better understanding. But rightfully beku falls under the concept of modals, but it can be treated as postpositions, and we can learn it as a postposition as well. Madu, madabeku. Then ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Right? Bahudu means may do, can do. Nanu ee kelsa madabahudu. I can do this work. Right? Then that is this bahudu. Then madabaradu. Madabaradu means should not. Baradu means should not do. So neenu ee kelsa madabaradu. You should not do this work. That's baradu. Okay? Then madilla. Right? Madilla means did not have not done. ನಾನು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. The work that you gave, I have not done. Homework ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು homework ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. So this ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, when you add ಮಾಡು, change it to ಮಾಡಿ and add illa to it, you'll automatically have this effect of have not done. ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ means future tense, will not do. ನಾನು ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ means you gave the work, I will not do. you are rejecting it. Then you will say madalla. Okay. Again, reminding you, this suffix only is going to change if you change the verb. For example, ನಾನು ಆ ಚಿತ್ರ or ನಾನು ಆ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. I will not see this movie. I will not see that movie. ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡಲ್ಲ. So you just have nodu is to see. So you just have to change the verb and add this suffix. You will automatically get will not see. Okay. Then ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, past tense, did not do. ನಾನು ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. If you say ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ, it means I did not do. Simple past tense. Have not done is actually present perfect tense. Okay. Did not do. So did not do means it's something in the past that you did not do. Have not done is have not done yet. Okay, I have not done yet. I will be doing. I may be doing, like that. Okay, ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. Then ಮಾಡೋಣ, right? ಮಾಡೋಣ means let us do. Okay, ನಾವು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Okay, ಬನ್ನಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Come, let us do this work. That is your ಮಾಡೋಣ. Then ಮಾಡದೆ, without doing. Okay, so ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸಗಾರರು, right? ನನ್ನ ಮನೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡದೆ ಹೋದಳು. So the mane kelasa gararu means the one who is doing your domestic work at house, right? The maid. Okay, mane kelasa madade hodalu means without doing the work she went away. Madade means without. For example, ನನಗೆ ಕಾಫಿ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಬೇಕು. Without sugar, I want coffee. ನನಗೆ ಕಾಫಿ ಚಕ್ಕರೆ means sugar. ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ. So this iru, right? You have to make it illa. Illade. So this ade when you add, you will get, right? For example, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆಯ ನೋಡದೆ ಹೊರಟೆ. ಹೊರಟೆ is to leave. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆಯ, I without seeing my father, I left. Okay, ನೋಡದೆ, ಮಾಡದೆ, ನೋಡದೆ, ಹೋಗದೆ. Okay, ನಾನು ಆ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಹೋಗದೆ ಹೊರಟೆ. I left without going to the temple. So this without is ade. Okay, then here this ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, cannot do. ನನಗೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ, ಈ ಕಷ್ಟವಾದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. I am not able to do. For that you have to say ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ. ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, as you know, you saw previously, for doing. ಆಗಲ್ಲ means not able to, cannot. Right? It can be because you are not willing to do or you are not able to do, you are not capable to do. Both meaning is ಅಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Then ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, the spoken form they'll just say ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳು, ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳು. This ಕೊಳ್ಳು verb, I'm sorry, ಕೊಳ್ಳು is actually a verb. Okay, literally ಕೊಳ್ಳು means to buy. Okay, but when ಕೊಳ್ಳು gets added to other verbs, it behaves like a helping verb to convert the verb before it as a reflective verb. What does it mean? If you're doing an action on yourself, or if you're asking somebody else to do an action on themselves, then you will add this ಕೊಳ್ಳು. Okay, so ನೀವೇ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. You do your work yourself. Okay, ನಾನೇ ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. I have to do my work myself. Nobody will come and do it for me. There you have to use ಕೊಳ್ಳು. Right? ನೀವೇ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. You go and do cooking yourself. That's your ಕೊಳ್ಳು verb. Very, very useful. Bidu. Again, bidu is a verb by itself. It means to leave. Okay? To leave something, to give up something is called bidu. Now, when bidu gets added to another verb, I mean, bidu comes after another verb, then what this bidu represents is that it represents that the verb that is before it is getting completed quickly, or it is getting done in an unexpected manner. Okay, so here for example, I'll say ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನನಗೆ ಶೀಘ್ರವೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡು. You're asking somebody, ಈ ಕೆಲಸ, this work, ನನಗೆ ಶೀಘ್ರವೇ, quickly, ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡು. ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡು means quickly do it and give me. So this bidu is used to indicate quickness of an action. Okay, ಈ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ quickly, ಈ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಶೀಘ್ರ ನೋಡಿಬಿಡು. Right? When I say ಈ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿಬಿಡು, don't even have to say ಶೀಘ್ರ. ಈ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿಬಿಡು. It means like, just please quickly see this account quickly. That's what this bidu means. Okay, one more example will be ನಾನು ಕೂರ್ಚಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಮಲಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. I was sitting in the chair. ನಾನು ಕೂರ್ಚಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಮಲಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. Meaning I was sitting on a chair and I slept off. We are saying slept off, right? That's your ಮಲಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟೆ. ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ is basically past tense of ಬಿಡು. Okay, bidu's past tense is bitte. I slept off. That off that we are using in English, right? The similar equivalent of that is adding this bidu to other verbs. Okay, it means something that happened unexpectedly. I mean, I was sitting in the chair, I was not expecting to sleep, but I slept off. So anything, any action that happens quickly or unexpectedly, you can add this bidu to that verb. Okay, maadisu. Maadisu is basically to make somebody do. Okay, ನೀನು ಅವನನ್ನು ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಸು. You make him do the work. Right? That is called ಮಾಡಿಸು. The isu has to be added. Okay, next one. ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ. Right? ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ means that which can be done. ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀವು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ. Okay, this it also means this is not the, I mean what the sentence is, ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀವು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲ means this is not the kind of work that you are doing. This is not the kind of work that you should do. ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀವು ಮಾಡುವಂತ, right? ನೀವು ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲ. Right? What it means is ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ means that which can be done. It is like the work that can be done. That work that is that it is able to be done. That's what this ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ. You will see a lot of this antaha. Okay, antaha means such as also. Okay, then ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, this ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು is a past tense of ಬೇಕು. Okay, you could see that we take ಬೇಕು and then add ittu to it. Okay, ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು means wanted to do. Okay, ನಾನು ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನಿನ್ನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. I was supposed to do it yesterday. I wanted to do it yesterday, but did not do. Okay, ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. Okay, I needed to do. Okay, that's what this needed, right? ಬೇಕು means need. ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು means needed, past tense. Okay, then ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. Here ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು means had to do. So ನನ್ನ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಅವನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. So my friend did not come to office. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ therefore ಅವನ ಕೆಲಸ, his work I had to do. his ಕೆಲಸ ಅವನ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಬೇಕು ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಇತ್ತು is ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. This is ಬೇಕು plus ಇತ್ತು. Okay, this is ಬೇಕು plus ಹಾಗೂ plus ಇತ್ತು is like I had to do. Okay, like that. Then ಮಾಡಬಹುದಿತ್ತು. Okay, so ಬಹುದು past tense is ಬಹುದಿತ್ತು. Right? Okay, ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಿತ್ತು. I was able to do this work 1 year back. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ. Okay, ಹಿಂದೆ means back. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ, maybe like lifting of a cylinder or whatever, right? ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ನನ್ನಿಂದ by me ಮಾಡ to do, ಬಹುದಿತ್ತು was able to, could do. So the exact meaning is could. The past tense of can is could. Okay, so can means ಬಹುದು. ಬಹುದಿತ್ತು, past tense of can. Could is ಬಹುದಿತ್ತು. Okay, then ಮಾಡಬಾರದಿತ್ತು, should not have done. Okay, ಬಾರದು past tense is ಬಾರದಿತ್ತು. So ಬಾರದು, right, should not do. Right, ಬಾರದಿತ್ತು is again past tense, should not have done. Okay, ನೀನು ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬಾರದಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀಯಾ. You should not have done, but you did. ಆದರೆ means but. ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀಯಾ, you did it. Okay, that's your ಬಾರದಿತ್ತು. Okay, then ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. Okay, ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ, this ತಿದ್ದೆ suffix is used to say I would have done. ನೀನು ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. If you had told me, I would have done. Then you will say ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. So take that ಮಾಡು, add this ತಿದ್ದೆ. ನೋಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. If you had, ನೀನು ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಹೇಳಿದರೆ means if told. ನೀನು ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ನಾನು ನೋಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. If you had told me, I would have seen. This would have is basically this ತಿದ್ದೆ. Okay. Then ಮಾಡಲಾರೆ. Now this is actually very, it's like very poetic and formal. but it is a, you will see it in newspaper sometimes. They do it for making it look very poetic and all. Headlines and all, they'll put it like that. Okay, madalare means cannot do. I'm not able to do. Nodalare, I'm not able to see it. I can't see such a situation, right? Somebody taking bribe like that. So madalare means cannot do. I'm not able to. I don't have the strength to handle it. And then there you will say you'll use this lare. But remember, this is not used for spoken. It is used more like newspaper headlines, formal, poetry like that. Okay. Madida mele, after doing. So this is again very useful in spoken. Okay, ನೀವು ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ. After doing that work, do this work. ಆ ಕೆಲಸ means that work. ಈ ಕೆಲಸ means this work. Okay, the mele is very useful. Actually, literally mele means upward. Okay, upward direction. But when you use it after a verb, it means after that action. ನೋಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ, ನಾ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ನೋಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡೋಣ. After seeing the movie, let's eat. Okay, that mele is used for after. Then ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ, ಕೂಡಲೇ is immediately. Okay, ನೀನು ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಮನೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. Once you finish that work, immediately come home. Okay, that's your ಕೂಡಲೇ. Okay, immediately after doing. Then ಮಾಡುವರೆಗೂ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀನು ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವರೆಗೂ ಮನೆ ಹೋಗಬಾರದು. ಟಿಲ್ ಯು ಡೂ ದಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್, you should not go home. So ವರೆಗೂ means till, and it can be used in other places. For example, ನಾನು ಆ ಕರೆವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಕರೆ means lake. I will go till the lake and come back. ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. Right? ನಾನು ಆ ಬಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗಿ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. I'll go to that bus stop and come till that bus stop. So till, right? For example, ಈ ಬಸ್ಸು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ ಮೈಸೂರ್ವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. So ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ, from ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಮೈಸೂರ್ವರೆಗೂ. Okay, and varege is also used. Okay, this is varegu, varege, both are used. Varege is more it's cleaner. I think people in Bangalore use varegu, but further deeper in Karnataka they will use varege. Okay, both can be used, varegu, varege. Then tanaka is the same meaning as varegu. Okay, tanaka is also very commonly used by again deeper in Karnataka. People in the North Karnataka side, they will use tanaka. ಮಾಡು ತನಕ, ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡು ತನಕ ಮನೆ ಹೋಗಬಾರದು. Okay, tanaka. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now all the postpositions are done. Now I have a verb list. What I will do is I will possibly take it in the next video because it's already more than 20 minutes. This video has become more than 20 minutes. So in the next video, what I will do is I will take each of these verbs, madu, nodu, helu, kelu, the usual 15 verbs, and I will take one postpositions and make sentences, 15 sentences with it. Okay, I hope this postpositions or concept is clear. It's very, very important for spoken Kannada. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.